Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today as we delve into the latest developments in the ongoing conflict between the Ethiopian National Defense Forces, ENDF, and Amhara Fano forces in various regions of the Amhara region. The situation on the ground is rapidly evolving, and we have received the most recent updates that I am eager to share with you in this detailed video report. Firstly, in the wake of intense clashes between the ENDF and Amhara Fano forces, it has been reported that the ENDF has suffered substantial losses, particularly in the vicinity of Chagni on the Benishangul-Amhara border. Remarkably, it is noted that Fano Amhara forces have made significant territorial gains in this area. Shockingly, reports suggest that approximately 35 government militias have defected to join the Fano Amhara forces, further escalating the intensity of the conflict. The battleground has shifted to the city itself, where heavy fighting is currently underway. In a disturbing turn of events, recent reports indicate that Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has allegedly issued orders to Argeya Kebede, a native of the Oromo ethnic group, to exact revenge on the Amhara population. The goal is purportedly to align Tigray with the Oromo forces in what is being described as a race war. Startlingly, in the northern districts of Gondar, Amhara leaders have reportedly been forcibly removed and replaced by individuals of Tigrayan descent. This strategic move is perceived as an attempt to destabilize the region and potentially pave the way for territorial concessions to the Tigray government, including areas like Wolkate, Mai Tesbari, and Selmeti. Disturbingly, specific districts such as Dabat, Ajre, and Janamora have witnessed the removal of Amhara leaders, replaced by Tigrayan natives from Mai Tesbari and Selmeti. According to sources aligned with Fano, the alleged objective behind these actions is not only to dismantle the region, but also to carry out widespread atrocities against the civilian population. In a tragic incident, reports indicate a drone strike in Wogaltina at 6 p.m. targeting an ambulance, resulting in the loss of 5 lives, including the ambulance driver and a hospital doctor. Multiple drone attacks have been reported across the Amhara region, raising concerns about the ENDF's reliance on aerial capabilities amid apparent challenges in ground-based confrontations against the Fano forces. In the most recent and deeply distressing turn of events, reports have emerged detailing a catastrophic drone attack on the Waba area in East Gojam, situated within Ethiopia's embattled Amhara region. The attack, which occurred on Monday, resulted in an overwhelming loss of more than 30 lives, a devastating toll that included several innocent civilians. Eyewitness accounts from residents on the ground affirm that the drone, purportedly engaged in combat air patrol, carried out the fatal strike. The incident was brought to light through information shared with EVN Ethiopia, underlining the severity of the situation. This tragic event unfolded against the backdrop of fierce resistance by Fano fighters who have been engaged in intense confrontations with the Ethiopian Defense Force in the region since August of this year. The ongoing operations have led to significant casualties among the Ethiopian Defense Force, prompting the Abiy Ahmed administration to resort to extensive drone attacks and artillery shelling. Unfortunately, these tactics have had dire consequences for the civilian population. Compounding the tragedy, a report indicates that among the casualties in the Waba drone strike were members of the Fano forces. Local sources have confirmed that many of the victims were laid to rest on the same day as the attack, adding a poignant layer of sorrow to the already grim circumstances. As of now, the Ethiopian government has not officially confirmed nor denied the occurrence of this devastating drone strike, leaving the affected communities in a state of uncertainty and grief. Disturbingly, reports continue to surface regarding a recurrence of drone attacks in Gojam and other parts of the Amhara region, indicating a persistently volatile situation. Earlier this month, The United Nations Human Rights expressed its deep concern over the drone attacks taking place in this troubled region of Ethiopia. Reliable local news sources persistently report ongoing clashes between government forces and Fano combatants in various parts of the Amhara region. Since August, the region has been under a state of emergency. Despite the government's initial intention to suppress the movement within a 2-week time frame, reports from local sources underscore a substantial loss of Ethiopian soldiers since the commencement of the operation in the region. In conclusion, the unfolding crisis in the Amhara region of Ethiopia paints a harrowing picture of escalating violence, tragic loss of lives, and a deepening humanitarian concern. The devastating drone attack on the Waba area in East Gojam stands as a stark symbol of the toll this conflict is taking on innocent civilians, with over 30 lives lost, including members of the Fano forces. The intensity of the clashes between the Ethiopian Defense Force and Fano fighters has led to a substantial loss of life and prompted the government to resort to drone attacks and artillery shelling. These tactics, unfortunately, have not only failed to quell the violence, but have also resulted in significant civilian casualties. The lack of official confirmation or denial from the Ethiopian government adds an element of uncertainty, leaving affected communities in a state of distress and anguish. The recurrence of drone attacks in Gojam and other parts of the region further compounds the volatile and precarious situation on the ground. International concern, exemplified by the recent expression of alarm from the United Nations Human Rights, underscores the need for urgent attention and intervention. Ongoing clashes, the displacement of communities, and the reported substantial loss of Ethiopian soldiers demand a swift and comprehensive response to address the root causes of the conflict. As we continue to monitor these developments, our hope is for a peaceful resolution to bring stability and relief to the Amhara region. The international community must remain vigilant, advocating for the protection of civilians and facilitating diplomatic efforts to bring all parties to the negotiating table. In these challenging times, our thoughts are with the affected populations, and we stand united in the pursuit of a just and lasting resolution to the crisis in Ethiopia.